just coming to standing, and we're going to start with just placing, it's very ceremonial, one hand into the other. There's something to do with ego and just kind of taking space for yourself, just bowing down and coming up and releasing the hands. And then just lift and roll the shoulders, perhaps one at a time, maybe both. Roll them forward and then roll them back a couple of times. Come to standing. And then hands on the hips as we move down to swirl the hips. A hula hoop action. If you exaggerate this movement, you are also, as you almost stretch up and go onto the right side, you're into your liver, which is detoxifying. So any kind of Christmas overindulgence, milk thistle is very good for that as well. And then swirl the other way. And then come to stand still, just drop the hands, bring the feet comfortably apart, then just hands comfortably as you swirl your knees one way. And then swirl the knees in the opposite direction. And then sliding the hands up to come to standing. And again, we've done this countless times, just swirling. It's the knee, but ultimately it's the ankle. You can do this when you're sitting down. If you're getting a bit, you haven't moved for a while. And then just again, just lift the other heel and just swirl it around one way. And swirl it around the other way. And then just place the foot down. And then breathing in, raise the right arm. And just slide the left hand down. You can stay static or you can just slightly bounce. Press the feet down, tummy in to support yourself as you come up. And just snake the right arm down. And then snake the left arm up. Just come to the other side, so you're coming with the left arm to the right side. Breathing in, press the feet down and coming up. Lift and roll the shoulders. Just to rejuvenate you, send everyone scattering. This is the K27, just tapping that point. So the K27 taps into the kidney energy for vitality because you'll be feeling quite low post everything. So this is tapping. If you want to focus a little bit more, you can just rub in what they call sore spots. It's the same place. There's a lumbarity in there as well, but just slightly sore. It's the same spot. It revitalises your general life vitality, which is connected to the kidney energy. And that kind of slightly fuzzy feeling sometimes that we get in the head is helped by either tapping the head or just pressing and releasing or massaging in some way. Our Indian head massage expert here might give a view. I've trained in it, but I'm not quite expert like Sue.
Indian snoring expert.
Yes, it's sort of the pressure points on your skull that just get to rub and stuff.
Any dent
Yes,
is
as
a point.
Yeah.
So there are quite a few dents across the front, but each little part of the head connects to every part of the body, so it's a part that's we easily forget. And as we've mentioned before, Rod Stewart likes his hair pulled, and it kind of just rejuvenates the scalp and the head.
Maybe it's all that.
In fact, rejuvenates everything. We're head tapping, Patsy.
Ridiculous long hair.
I know.
What?
He's got such long hair.
Hair
Yeah.
and just release.
I like him.
Yeah, it's quite grand, isn't it? And just lift and roll your shoulders. And then clasp your hands behind you, knuckles to the ground, and this just again opens up. So when you're feeling that inevitable blur feeling over Christmas, just this alone lifts the chest. So it's anti-depressing, uplifting. You're opening both the lung meridians, and you're also opening the heart muscle very, very safely. The muscle around this, the pericardium, that muscle. So this is a really excellent. Stops you slouching forward. Actually, Patsy, all of these some of them do on the plane. And the one on Thursday, you can do it all on the plane as well. If you can hear me. If you can hear me. The exercises that we're doing, you can do on a plane, travelling out to New York. The exercises that we're doing, and certainly the ones on Thursday, just release your hands and circle your wrist, you can do on the plane.
Oh, thank you.
So circling up as little or as much as you would like, and then circle the other way down. You don't have to lift your shoulders. And then just stretch your fingers out, almost shake them out. So if you're very stressed, in Reiki, one of the finishing things that they do is almost brush you down. They don't physically touch you, but it's almost cleansing your aura. And it's an accumulation of everybody else's rubbish and static. And they just doing this yourself, it's meant to cleanse your aura down. And then another aura cleansing movement with caution is just almost up as little as much as you like. Really bend your knees to come to either touch your hands to your shins, or if you want to touch your hands to the floor, fine. Pressing your feet down and rolling up. And it's continual. We'll just do one or two, just literally up. And
They doing it as well.
they like my voice
They're
apparently.
cleansing their auras.
And then just release the hands back down. Lift and roll your shoulders. So this next one is for anger, and I can't describe it until I do it, so join in with me. So if you're angry, you're just like, all of which is highly likely, I guess, over the Christmas period. So just, I can't describe it until I actually do it, so I just hope, so right, just go there, right, up, down, cross, up, down, cross the other hand, but don't worry if you get the crossover wrong. Up, down, cross, one side, up, down. It really disperses anger and tension in the body. It's very easy to do, and we'll guarantee everybody will
Not
leave.
everyone will clear the room.
Yes.
Loved it.
Yes, Jamie's favourite phrase. You've lost it, mother. And it certainly warms you up.
Oh God, yeah, I could do this for hours.
Alice. Very, very anger cleansing. Because again, you're just shaking everything out of the body. You're just letting it go. Wrong. Teach me to talk and try and do things, and then just release and just sway, and then go into side to side, just swaying from side to side. So all these are very helpful over Christmas. I don't know. I don't know.
We're going away to Canada.
Are you?
Yes.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Doing
lovely.
there just for
Does he
go
know?
away. Whisper.
Oh, skiing.
Yes.
Wow.
Lovely.
How long
My
ago?
favourite thing. About 8 days,
Oh,
9
lovely.
days,
So you've actually got Christmas out there?
yeah.
haven't you?
Yeah, and New Year, so I don't have to worry about feeding anyone.
Nice.
We're not including them or catering for them.
Absolutely lovely. Well, Patsy will be out on the same continent as you. She'll be out in New York seeing her daughter, very lovely Charlotte, and then just come to standstill and lift and roll the shoulders. Hands together at the heart centre, half salutes to the sun. Soften the knees, stretch up, look up if that is good for your neck, if not, look straight ahead. Come through the centre, slide the hands for shins. Breathing in, half lift. Breathing out, soften the knees. Breathing in, half lift. And stay here as you breathe out. And then breathing in, soften the knees, press the feet down, and roll up to standing. Stretch up, and then just circle the wrists down. And then hands together at the heart centre. Soften the knees, stretch up, palms together, slide down. Breathing in, half lift. Breathing out, soften in. Breathing in, half lift. Stay here as you breathe. Breathing in, soften the knees, press the feet down and roll up to standing. Breathing in, stretch up, and then just circle the wrists down. And again, hands together at the heart centre. Soften the knees, circle to where it works for you, palms together. Come through the heart centre. Hands onto the shins. Half lift. Breathing out, soften in. Half lift. Stay here as you breathe out. And then breathing in, roll up vertebra by vertebra to standing. Hands up and just circle down. So just lift and roll the shoulders. And then for skiing, if you're cold and your favourite thing and getting your vibration up.
I do not like skiing.
Oh, don't you?
Oh.
Tim and the kids do.
Yeah, I'm not very
You're going to go to the spa.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the bar. And the spa.
I've tried for years to like it.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I've done it and I hate it.
Lost my nerve and then couldn't do it again.
exactly.
I'm exactly the same. Lost my nerve,
The thought of doing it now freaks me out.
falling over,
Yeah,
all the
yeah, it does.
injuries.
Yeah.
And
It's terrified.
Yeah, exactly.
so this goes from the feet all the way to the top of the head. It sets the vibration and it warms you up. And again, it just is something that you can do easily anywhere if you're having to wait, and then just begin to slow it down. And now, just lift the toes and place them down. This is for the joints, all the joints, flying. So you lift up as little or as much as you like. When you bend your knees, you can feel the lower abdominal muscles contract, so that's a tummy control. You're putting weight into your feet. You're moving your ankles, obviously your knees, your intercostal muscles, shoulders, elbows, wrists, everything moves. You'll find this too in Tai Chi, very gentle. It does actually have a purpose for moving all the joints in the body, which I think is quite nice. Phil's mother is just in hospital lying there. Day
Still-
after day.
Still nothing changed.
Well, they're going to look about discharging her. Talk about it on Wednesday. It will take 1 to 2 weeks to discharge her. She'd have to go to a high dependency specialist nursing home because when she gets out of bed aided, she can't do unaided. When she gets out of bed aided, her blood pressure just plummets down, so she'd risk falling over and she's still delirious. So just lifting and rolling the shoulders.
Worry and stress.
She's just in a world of her own, fantasy world.
She has got a UTI, has she?
They thought that, but given that she's spent now 3 weeks, way before UTI, 2 weeks in hospital, no, because they dripped her full of everything. And then just standing with your feet out to an A, lift and roll the shoulders. I'm going to do the triangle again. I know you did it yesterday. So turn the left foot in, right foot out. This is a modified triangle, left hand on the waist. If you want to lift your left hand up, fine, but I'm going to stay with my left hand to open the left shoulder. Just slightly lean backwards, extend your right arm and look beyond the fingers of your right hand, and then just stretch forward with your right hand, drop the right hand to the right shin, open up, chin can into chest, either looking forward, down or up, whatever works for your neck. And if you want to, your top part should be parallel to your bottom part, which means leading with your chest so that you're not crunching in. If you want to raise your left arm, fine, but it's more of an effort to do that. And feel now that you're lengthening the chest so that your chest is coming forward. Feel that the two sides of you are stretching evenly. And come out of it and keep it here for another in and out breath. Soften the right knee, press the right foot down, slide your right hand up the shin, open the hands, lower the arms, turn the right foot in, or turn the feet parallel, and then turn the right foot in, left foot out. Place the right hand on the waist, and just slightly lean back to lean forward, extending your left arm, and drop your left hand to the left shin, down wherever you want to. Open out your right shoulder, just lead with the chest, feel that your heart's leading forward, and slide your hand down, looking down, forwards or up. And the option is to raise your right hand, but that is more of an effort. So just if you want to keep it modified and open your shoulder, drop your right hand to your waist. Still feel that you're leading with the chest. Very good for the waistline. And then look down, soften the left knee, press the left foot into the ground and slide up. Turn your left foot in, hands on your waist, and then soften both knees and slide the hands down, coming forward. You can keep your hands on the shins or you can place the hands on the floor, depending probably on your arm length. And once you're down, you can straighten your legs a little bit or keep them bent. And then while you're down, just sway your knees from side to side so that you're placing the weight on your left foot, coming centre, and on your right foot. And then come to the centre, just relax your head, just checking that your elbows might be slightly bent. And then very gently heel toe your feet in. And when you feel that you've got a comfortable base, really soften your knees. And you can then roll up to standing again. And then raising the arms, hold the thumbs, and just sway from side to side. So this very strange swaying from side to side, unbelievably, is an Ayurveda practice for the Vata dosha, it's the air element in us, which brings it down. And the Vata dosha, out of balance, is responsible uniquely for pain in the body. So this balances the Vata dosha and it's very good for balancing out any pain. It's almost like a tree swaying in the breeze. It's called swaying palm tree. And it kind of is a reminder of strength comes from flexibility. And we just come to centre, both of body and mind. Rigidity of mind can be a problem. And then lower the arms. And then just lift and roll the shoulders. And then just step with your right foot forward. This is a slight breath exercise and a shaking the shoulders. Soften the right knee and just open your arms to cactus. Breathing out, lower the arms. And then breathing in, raise the arms maybe a little bit higher to where you're comfortable. Hold the breath in. Breathing out, lower. Step your right foot back. And then left foot forward, right foot slightly out. And when you're ready, soften the left knee. Just feel the opening here. And breathing out, lower the arms. And then the next one, either repeat or go a little bit higher. Hold the breath in. And then breathing out. Step the left foot back. And then just open the arms and hug yourself. Compassion. Love yourself at Christmas time. Just come forward slightly. Just sway from side to side. It's also opening your upper back and really getting into the shoulder area. So if you're stiff, this is quite helpful. And then just coming up. Remember which arm was on top and hug the other way. Again, you're just really stretching out the lower back. Chin to chest here is extending the neck and activating the vagus nerve. And then just release. And we're going to come to sitting and work on the feet a little bit.
You'll
Inactively go to the ground, oh dear. So, flesh out from under the bottom, just bounce your legs. Rub your legs, pat them. So Patsy, and Paula as well, flying, this is particularly good. You can do it seated, anywhere, anytime. It boosts your circulation. So it's very anti-DVD. Thrombosis. I'm losing it. Toes up, toes away. Up and away. Breathing in, up. You should be doing this about 10 times for each exercise. When you're bored on a long flight, it's very easy to do. And you don't need much space. You can just sit with your legs. You can just raise your feet as you're sitting there. Really, really crucial for boosting circulation. It's like a serenade, isn't it? Very cute. And then circle the ankles in one direction. I would normally have them, but I've got Jules's black cat stain. And a cat and birds, even if the cat was kept away from the birds, it would jump up and have a look, and it would swipe its paw across, and they'd die from a heart attack. So not good. And then circle the ankles in the opposite direction. So just this action alone is activating your circulation, which is crucial if you're flying for hours. And then just stretch your toes and relax them. And on a cold day like that, if you crease them in, you might get cramp, but you can crease them in, just open and stretch. and then just invert, just go from side to side. The other thing for a flight, I don't know if Patsy can hear, is lots of vitamin C for immunity boost, to boost a short, a couple of days before you go on the flight.
I have a rocker every day.
Oh, do you?
So I love it. See,
And then just release. And then lift your right foot. Just hold on to the right leg and just sway. So you can do this seated for lubricating the knee joint.
and I've done some downhill speed racing. It's interesting, the spa in the hotel where we're staying does Ayurvedic, it's special Ayurvedic, so they look at which, whatever you are, dosha you are. It's massages that match.
Oh, how lovely.
I know.
I think, I'll be very surprised if you're not either pitta kapha or kapha pitta.
Well, I did a little thing, there was a survey thing I did last year. It was at the Kemsley sisters, it was
Okay,
on their website, you can
rotate your, push your foot over, Patsy, if you can see us, just rotate.
So
Yeah.
definitely pitta. Right. I can't remember what any of the things are actually.
And then if you can't bear to thread your fingers through your feet, you can just put your hands over. But if you can bear to thread your fingers through your feet, just again, you've got lung meridians and sinus, isn't it?
Yes, sinus is between your toes and the lung meridians across the back.
Not a good advert for my
I'm
room there, yeah.
No, I'm just
I felt that pain.
really stiff
Mine
this
goes like that,
morning.
yeah.
So stiff when I woke up.
Oh,
Yeah, so the lung meridians across the balls of the feet at the back and the sinuses down between your toes.
It's probably the cold too.
Yeah, it could be, yeah.
and then just
That's how it is now.
hug your right knee into your chest. It doesn't have to be, and we could all go emigrate to
No.
Florida or the Caribbean.
Okay.
I think I'd be worse in the heat. I can't bear terrible heat
This is
anymore.
why these very wealthy people have homes in different parts
6
of the
months here,
world.
6 months
Yes.
there. Sounds like a plan.
I'm a spring
I'm
and
going to go home
autumn.
and try and persuade Mark.
Yes, I'm a spring and autumn person, so if I could have that all year, that'd
Yeah.
be fine.
Yeah, that would be nice. Nice
California.
temperatures.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought there was much chance of that. So.
Just
Anyway.
that's your knee.
You'd get bored.
I suppose you would. And then, I mean, basically the whole of the knee is a mama point, so just massaging it. And you've got 3 little dents, like in the elbow, 1, 2, 3, you can feel them. You've got the same 3 little dents behind, and they're acupressure points that you can massage as well. Just because if you think about it, the circulation everything has to go through the knee to get to the ankle and the foot. So it's quite good to keep all the joints, the hip, the knee, ankle, and all moving. And then just the same, just circle the ankle. Doing it with your hand just gives a slightly different circle. And then threading your fingers or just going over the top of the feet. But I was saying to Sue, going over your feet like that, I don't know why, but they say it blocks your energy. You're not supposed to do it in your very ethereal yogic circles. But threading through the hands. But I don't think that
Trying that finely tuned.
yeah, I'm not that finely tuned, but anyway. Then you just hug the knee in and then just straighten the leg out. And then just bounce. And then just lead with the heart to slide the hands down the shins. And then when you think, oh, I've gone far enough, just relax forward. Forward bend. And you can just slightly rock from side to side, almost lifting one shoulder and dropping it, lifting the other, so that you're stretching out from the lower back. And you're specifically stretching a muscle called the quadratus lumborum, which can be very responsible for lower back issues. So even if you're sitting, Patsy and Paula, you can slightly come forward and just almost lift your arm, lift your elbow to stretch out your lower back like this. Looks very inelegant. But there, just. And then sliding up. So Patsy, if you're there, this is for you. You know you said that you did that exercise and that really did your back in?
Yes.
So this is an alternative. Coming to kneeling, which we might not maybe achieve here.
Better get out. You're getting there.
Um,
I'm doing it.
Stretching out, let's just say the right leg.
Oh, my back.
I might just be demonstrating this for you.
What did I do?
You said that you had a problem doing legs out on the floor and going over. So this is a similar exercise, but it's a softened version. And then just slide your hand down your right hand down your chest, and just bend your left elbow. As soon as
Sorry.
given up here, you can go a little bit, or you can go a lot. So you guide your movement. Does that better?
But you're not meant to be twisting to face me.
No.
To be side.
You keep sideways. You don't twist. So it, and then just come back.
I'm in the right state today.
I just thought we did much on it.
And then do,
Okay.
is that better? Is that a less strenuous? And
Yeah,
what do you
because
do?
you can't go as much. on
You
it.
can't go. But I don't think we're enjoying it here somehow.
Oh, sorry. It's just.
And then I'll just leave you up the other side. So you don't have to, you can bend your elbow. You don't have to come straight down. You just slightly come over. It's just a slightly different way of getting into that same exercise.
Yeah.
And then coming up.
It's a bit, yeah, it's much easier.
Yeah.
Not at the right point.
And then you choose how far you come down. And then just coming back and coming to puppy pose, which Sue's, I think, in already. So knees slightly apart, elbows on the ground, bottom up. You're stretching your back, you're stretching into. If you bring your bottom back, you'll stretch your back out more, but just stretch out. And then move your hands, both of them, to the left. Maybe right hand goes on top of the left, and that will stretch your right side. The lower back as well, and then move your hands to the right, and that will stretch your left side. And coming back. And then coming to all fours. And again, if you're traveling, you can't really do this on a flight, but if you ever get stiff legs, just slide your right foot back, tuck your right toes under, and just move forwards and backwards. So you're stretching out your right leg. You're stretching out your right foot up to the lung meridians. I'm guessing the sinus a little bit, but
Yeah, it's under the toes, it's stretching now.
you're stretching the back of the right leg, so sciatica, any kind of compression. And then you just very gently lower the right knee. And then slide the left leg back. Tuck the left toes under, and then just come forwards and backwards. And then bring the left knee back. So at this time of year, in particular it's icy, the wrists can take a hammering if we fall over, as our friend Katie has found to have cost.
So either kneeling up or however, just bring your hands in front of you and then just turn them outwards and then just see how far you can go back. Because when we fall, that's what we tend to sort of put out to sailors, although it is an instinctive reaction, and then just move the hands back.
I nearly did twice this morning. Black eyes, like April.
Oh, really?
Goodness, yeah, with all walking the dog.
Then turn your wrists the other way. Your shoulder's not great.
No, sorry.
And then just release. And then come to a comfortable seated position. And then this is another one for wrists. Palms together, forward, open. It's just that if you keep all the muscles and ligaments and tendons flexible around the wrist, you might not necessarily save your wrist, but you would save possible damage from all the other bits that, if they're less stiff, and then you can do it the other way. But I do get black ice and you just slip and that's it.
Scary.
It was scary.
I've even done that in boots, were you probably wearing walking boots?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've done that in
Yeah.
walking boots, walking the dog. This was like last year or something.
And I'm bad because of this ankle, because of the break I had. It's still sore. I did it in 2015. Still bigger than the other one.
So just keeping your ankle turning and moving is really, really key. And then just hands on the knees, sitting up, breathing out, rolling forward. Just do this a couple of times. So on the flight, both of you, Patsy, you can do this so easily. Sitting up, breathing out, chin to chest. So this is excellent for the lower back, it's good for breathing. Sue's demonstrating legs out in front of you, but you would be on a flight, you wouldn't be sitting cross-legged. So that is all very helpful. And then just sitting up, you can have, we'll have our legs out. And just keep your left hand on the floor. Open your right hand to the right. You can bend at the elbow and just turn to look at your right hand as little or as much as you want to. And then breathing out, come back. And breathing in, open to the left side. And breathing out, come back. And once more, breathing in, opening to the right. Come back. And breathing in, opening to the left side. And then come back. And then just walk the hands slightly down your shin, just coming forward, a nod to compensation for the slight twist that we've made. Not really, but and then just very gently sliding the hands up. And then inevitably, over Christmas when you get a bit, what's the word? A bit stressed, headache, you can either just take one hand and just very, very gently smooth your fingers across your brow, on at one temple, off at the other, in the same direction. If you've got a massive headache and you actually don't know what to do with yourself, drop your second and third finger down. Just put them under this is the eyebrow, the eye bone, under the tops if you're holding a bowling ball, and just basically lift
bring your fingers back as far as you can and lift them up. And that will really, it hurts, but it absolutely, it lifts a tiny amount, a millimetre of pressure off the head where the headache is, and then release. Press that again, press in and then up and back. It looks horrible, but it just gives that pressure. If you've got a headache, you think, I can't do it, I've got to keep going somehow.
Another good thing for headaches is you can do reflexology on the hands, but it doesn't work as well as the feet. But one good thing is between if you spread out your thumb and your fingers, and then use your other thumb
That's right,
and sort
yes.
of walk it up the middle part there. That helps with headaches as well.
So Patsy, when you're on the flight, you could do this very easily. Just put your thumb, can you see, walking up.
Yeah.
Sue was saying that's very good for headaches. Walking up, push just into that reflex point there. And then we did this yesterday. People will think you're mad, but you can access the vagus point directly from via your ears. But you will think people would be mad. 2 fingers, nail forward into the ear, and then the pad of the finger backwards. And that, as you push it backwards so it feels comfortable as a vagus point, just maybe your head down slightly. That's where the vagus point finishes, or there's an access to the vagus point there. And the vagus nerve is connected to stress. So activating the vagus nerve is de-stressing. But doing that and just getting into that point, there's a point that just almost slightly hurts, and that's exactly it.
Something like pain down the neck, like down there.
Could do, because that connects, the whole of the vagus nerve comes down and then it goes through the neck.
Down, yeah, like down there, it's hurting.
And they found also, hold that for as long as you want to, that autistic children hear, they often are classified as having hearing difficulties, when in fact they haven't. They've got a slightly different wavelength that they operate on. They're classified as deaf and that they don't listen to instructions when in fact they haven't heard. And there is a company, the name of which I've forgotten, and they sell these little soft plastic things that get like grommetty things that go in the ear, that widen the ear, and they've got holes in them they can hear, and it activates on that vagus nerve, and it's been shown, it's quite new research that's come out, that's been incredibly cheap and very beneficial to children with autism who are on the spectrum, which is quite nice because it makes it, it's very unobtrusive as well, but that connects into the vagus nerve. And then just finally, just the starting Reiki position, hands up, the front, thumbs behind. This is the opening sequence of Reiki, and it's very soothing if you have any stress at any point. For some reason, I seem to remember that when children were smaller, if I ever did this, like even Jamie clicked up, don't talk to mummy, she's not coping.
Yeah.
It kind of elicited a temporary good behaviour on his part. Then just up. And then just come to hands wherever you feel comfortable to have a thought for the day for you or for someone close to you.